guys, what's going on? Hunter here from VW World. Welcome back to the page once again. Well, we got an exciting one for you guys today. We are out here in the woods with the 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan SEL Premium R-Line. And we are seeing if the 4Motion system has what it takes to get you through the country. Let's take a look. All right, so we have the Tiguan perched up on this little hill right here right now. We are in off-road mode that we will take a look at here in a second. But first off, let's talk about some specs on the outside here. So what's really important when you're off-road is your departure and departure angle. And I'm not saying this Tiguan is the best, but it does have what it takes to get you through the woods here. So your approach angle is gonna be the point on your tire right here to the point under your bumper. You get an angle there. And your approach angle there on the Tiguan is going to be 26.2 degrees. And then your departure angle is going to be the same thing, but in the back of the car. So from your your rear tire to your bumper, you have an angle of 23.3 degrees. And why that's so important is when you're going over hills, making sure your bumpers don't drag when you're going over, or when your tail drags when you're finishing off coming off that hill. So very important when you're taking SUVs off-road. So let's see how this thing does. So another factor when you're taking these things up in the hill is making sure you don't high center. As you can see, we pulled the front tires over this bank here. So you can see that bank is nearing the middle right there. So your wheelbase comes into play, so the distance from your front to back tire, and then the clearance that you have, because if you're over the right hill, you can high center in the middle so your tires don't get traction. The wheelbase on this front to back is 109.8 inches. And then overall in the middle, walk around here to the back. Underneath here, we have a ground clearance of 7.9 inches. So if you're going over rocks and other obstacles, it's good to be able to clear those so they don't tear your undercarriage. All right, so we are in the Tiguan here now. A couple things to do if you were to go off-road. I'm not saying the SEL Premium is a car you necessarily take off-road, but it's nice to have that available if you really need to and know what to do. So we'll come down here to the 4Motion system, and we're gonna go over to the little off-road mode here. It will show on your screen as we twist over. So there you can see off-road, which will you can, if you want to see your parameters, you can select on the little information button and scroll through here. Sorry, there's a few smudges on the screen, but you can see what everything is set to. If you want to change things a little bit different, go down here, change it to off-road custom, and we'll go to adjust up here. Say we want that steering to be more in sport mode. I don't know why you would, but the drive system, off-road, all-wheel system, off-road, ACC, off-road, or that's a normal. And I think we have everything how we set. What you can really tell when you put it in this off-road mode is how your throttle feels different. It's a lot smoother. It's not as jumpy off the line, which overall makes it just really smooth if you're trying to go over a certain obstacle. The nice thing is with this 221 foot-pounds of torque with the 2.0 turbo, since it is turbo, it only comes in at the peak torque at 1600 RPM. So you get a lot of torque there at a low RPM, which if you were to take it off-road, makes it nice to have that there so you're not winding the car way out. But let's do a little more and see how the Tiguan does. All right, we're going down this steeper hill here now. We're just gonna stay in that off-road mode and then just normal drive. As you can see on the screen, and you let off the brake and you do go slow, that downhill descent. As you can see, we're not hitting the pedals at all, even the brake, and we're just creeping down this hill at a really low speed. So it's kind of nice just to not do anything, not be on that brake too much, because if you hit that brake too much, you can cause those tires to lock up, and depending on the surface of the road, you can slide, or if it's icy, that's a big time when if you lock your tires up where you can slide sideways. But really helpful, and does a really good job in the Tiguan. I'm actually really surprised. Feature you can do on the Tiguan is go to car here, hit car again, keep hitting it a few times till you see not the Think Blue trainer, not the gauges, but this off-road information. You can see our elevation, compass, tire angle. So as we turn the wheel here, you can see what you're at and what kind of pitch you're turning at. Makes it helpful when you're turning onto a bank or something that we'll do here in a second. But you can also swipe these gauges, have them look different, get your temperature up there. I know everyone likes to have it displayed how they want, or they want it to show how they want to see it, so it's nice to be able to customize that. Well, let's continue on. All right, so it's probably hard to tell here, but we got the Tiguan on quite a sideways slope here. And I did this in my Samurai, and it feels very tippy. My Samurai is lifted a little bit. But with this Tiguan, we have a really low center of gravity. With a width of 72.4 inches, it's definitely sturdy when you get on the sideways hills. The video doesn't really do it justice here, but it's one that definitely makes your vehicle lean a little bit. It looks like when I'm standing at the bottom here, it's a good 2.5 feet sideways. See if I can walk up the slope here. But it definitely feels planted, which is good when you really take it in those awkward situations, because you never know what the terrain's going to throw at you when you get up in the woods. So another useful feature that only the SEO Premium Tiguan will have is the 360 camera. So of course the backup camera is on right now, but the Tiguan, when you hit this little button right here, oh I see, we have in reverse put in drive, push that button, and we have the 360 cameras pop up, which are actually can be pretty helpful when you take it off-road. If you look at the new Jeep Wrangler, it has the front trail cam as an option. But same thing goes for this. It's definitely useful. You can click on, say, the front here, see any objects that are coming out in front of you. As you can tell, it's detecting a few things already. If you look up there, we got a big rock coming up. So let's see if it detects that. Okay, it's starting to detect that rock right there. And as you can see it, back up because that beep is a little annoying. But it lets you know that an object is right in front of you, which can be helpful if you're navigating some terrain and you don't really know what's in front of you. So another helpful feature when you're taking the Tiguan off-road. All right, guys, well, there you have it. We didn't push the Tiguan too hard, but it is definitely a pretty capable little rig. If I were to push the Tiguan a little bit harder, it would probably not be a SEO Premium R-Line, something with maybe a little smaller wheel, so you have a little more tire there, but
Anyways, guys, make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to bring you guys some more Volkswagen videos.